This is Frank Yosa for another edition of the Wheel Estate Cam. Let's get going on the road here. Today I'm going to talk about short sales. Short sales are closing. It's official now. Short sales are closing. I wrote an article about 9 months ago about how short sales were fake listings. Only 1 in 20 short sales were closing. A lot of realtors that didn't know what they were doing were just throwing up these houses for ridiculously low prices, confusing all the buyers and making it harder for us because the buyers would contact us and try and buy these homes that were artificially 20 and 30% below the marketplace, and they would just never close. Only 1 in 20 would close. Some closing companies wouldn't even accept contracts on short sales because it was wasting their time. They were doing all their title stuff and losing money off of it. Now what's happened now is the pendulum has swung in the opposite direction. So people got excited initially about short sales. Everyone wanted short sales. People were doing a search for short sales, and then they learned that they were not closing. So then they went to the opposite extreme and avoided short sales because short sales don't close, short sales don't close. But what I pulled up some rough numbers. It takes many hours to actually do full data, and it's nearly impossible to get accurate data because does the person put short sale? Do they put third party approved? Do they put not a short sale? So it's not easy just to press a couple buttons and find some numbers. But what I found initially when I did my report about a year ago is that only 3 short sales had closed in all of Arlington, and there were many dozens that were on the market or withdrawn or went to foreclosure and stuff like that. Now, in my building alone in Arlington, 4 have closed. So we went from only 3 in all of Arlington for a 1-year period to 3 or 4 closing in my building alone. So now I highly do recommend that you watch out for short sales, have alerts set up so that when short sales hit, you're alerted. However, you have to still maintain a low level of expectation because my guess now, the numbers that I pulled are more like 30 to 40%, maybe 40 to 50% are closing. But the same rules apply as my top 10, which is now top 12 questions that you have to ask the listing agent, including questions like, have you ever done a short sale before? Because the mathematical chance of this short sale going through skyrockets if this agent knows what they're doing. So have they closed a short sale? Is the seller still making payments? Where are they in the process? A new question that I asked is, will they take back a note? That's a new trend where the bank says, yeah, sure, we'll do a short sale, but instead of us eating the $50K, we'll just trade you with the regular loan that you have for a note. So they'll trade a $50K note, or they might even negotiate down to half, $25,000 note. So these questions still need to be asked, so you can't just assume that a short sale is a great deal, but definitely jump on it. Also, when you jump on it, here's another thing: make sure that they put the house under contract, because if they don't put it under contract, they can keep on getting other offers. So that is with your buyer's hat. On the listing side, you want to keep it open as long as possible so you get more offers. Also on the buying side, so first of all, you want to make them put it under contract first. That's very important so that fewer offers will come in. However, you really should look as a buyer for short sales that are under contract. Why? Because it's been signed by the seller. That's irrelevant. Who cares what the seller, if the seller accepts this $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 lower price? What matters is what the bank accepts. So if your offer is, $5,000, $10,000 higher, even though it's under contract, there's no obligation for them to give that first guy a shot. This seller is desperate. They need to sell their house. If you can give them $5,000 more, or $1,000 is probably not enough, but $5,000 or $10,000 more, it's in their best interest to have the bank see that second offer. So I recommend that people look at short sales that are under contract and have the buyer agent contact the listing agent to find out if there might be an opportunity to put in an offer. Whether it's called a backup offer or not is a technicality. But if your offer is better and the seller wants it to get approved, the higher the offer, the better. So look at under contracts. No one will tell you that. And also, here's another way to determine whether a short sale is legitimate or not. The number one way, can you see me? The number one way I think is through whether or not they closed one previously. But the other way is, how many photos do they have? If this is a listing agent just throws it up on the MLS for a friend, then and put only one photo on it, I found that it's actually 3 times more likely that a short sale will close if it has multiple photos. So that's one thing you can kind of look at. Do they have multiple photos? If they do, hey, this agent might know what they're doing and might have a better chance. Soon I'm going to make it so that, frankly, MLS will have, right now it has a black star if a home is a short sale or has the word short sale in the remarks or third-party approval. I'm now going to look into making it so that there'll be, that red star will be a green star or a red star, and that will be based on a few different variables, such as how many photos are on the listing. The higher the number of photos, the more likely that the short sale is real. But also I'm going to be pulling past data and looking to see whether that listing agent has actually closed any short sales. So no other site has this, but if you see a green star or a yellow star, it means that this agent uses photos and has closed other short sales. This is a great deal. Now separately, I'm going to be compiling a list of known short sale listing agents. So you've heard it here first. I'm going to compile a list of all the known short sales, all the agents that are known to close short sales, and sign people up for alerts based on their area, based on these listing agents that have a large percentage of the business and know how to close them. Some people have closed 28 out of 30 short sales in the area. Guess what? I want to have an alert for that agent so I know the stuff that he puts on the market is going to be much lower. Now, short sales are, let me quickly go into how short sales are sometimes higher priced than bank properties, but oftentimes they are much lower than bank properties. The bank, if they accept a short sales, are supposed to accept between 80 and 85% of market price. Sorry about that. 80 to 85% of market price. So in my building, let's give you actual examples. In my building, one short sale was able to close. It listed at 410, went to 460. Went to 450 after seller subsidies. So it was bid up to 450, and the exact same unit a couple months later, that was a bank-owned property, had 5 offers at 500K. So the short sale sold for 450, and this bank-owned property had 5 offers at 500K. So that means that the short sales are a better deal if they close. So get ready to bid them up if they're way too low. But the 80% of market price is what they're looking for. So if I was currently buying a house and I had patience, I would look for short sales. However, it does change by every area. You really have to know the specific area. For example, McLean, still, when I did my checking for condos under $500,000 or homes under $500,000, not one short sale had ever closed. So it really matters on the area and the agent involved. But I would definitely keep short sales on the radar. Make sure that you have low expectations. For example, I saw one house in Alexandria listed at $695, previously $2 million. I asked my 12 questions to the agent. He wouldn't answer any of the questions. He wouldn't answer whether he's ever done a short sale. He wouldn't answer whether the seller has stopped making payments. So I would still categorize that in the fake listing category. But now's the time to have the pendulum swing in the other direction and bring short sales back into your consideration. But make sure you have low expectations. Don't get your heart set on anything, and consider putting an offer on one of them. All right, thanks a lot, and hope you learned something. Check out blog.franklyrealty.com and sign up. There's a subscribe button in the upper corner. Make sure you sign up, because I will be doing more of an analysis on the short sales coming. Thanks.